One of the matches that they made a major change to without changing any of the people in was the Raw Tag Team Champions. This is going to be a triple threat. Now it is going to be a ladder match with the champions Luke Gallows and Machine Gun Karl Anderson going up against Enzo and Kaz, and Cesaro and Sheamus. Out of the middle of nowhere, Luke Gallows and Machine Gun Karl Anderson were attacked by Sheamus and Cesaro using a ladder when they were delivering a promo on Monday Night Raw. I don't know how the ladder plays into this triple threat. Basically, in my mind, I had already picked Enzo and Kaz to be winning the tag titles. I thought this was a great way to congratulate them on a first year in WWE. Really successfully being one of the first NXT people to be, moved up from the main roster, and then carry on a stability of being over for a good little while. We saw people like Adam Rose come up to the main roster, even though they were given like a little bit of a winning streak. Out of the middle of nowhere, it just dropped off, and they were just done. I mean, look at Bo Dallas, you look at Adam Rose. Very few people, the Vaudevillains, even Jordan and Gable are having trouble getting over on SmackDown, but I think that's a little bit of a problem with people that are writing for them in the tag team division on SmackDown, which really have been delivering great matches, but they haven't really given you anything to get behind American Alpha at all. We don't want to skip talking about the biggest elephant in the room, and of course that is the Hardys coming into WWE. In my mind, when I thought about the Hardys coming to WWE, although I do have a wet dream about them joining the SmackDown Tag Team division because of how strong it is and how beefed up it is with the Usos having the titles, American Alpha chasing, and then having so many teams that really do matter, even if they took the Spirit Squad off of the SmackDown roster this week. Basically, I thought of them being stars in the business, being past stars from WWE. I thought that them joining up with the Raw tag team division really would be a boost to Monday Night Raw, and might be a way to bring past fans that follow the Hardys to TNA and other ventures along the way. Bringing them back to Monday Night Raw might be able to help out the brand a little bit. I thought that they would somehow be involved with WrestleMania, but I thought they wouldn't come in until the Raw after WrestleMania. I didn't think they would be really involved with WrestleMania. I thought that if they did, maybe it'd be them involved with something with the New Day, since the New Day are not involved in the match. They could have some sort of a backstage promo where the New Day would be delivering some sort of a gimmick where they were trying to sell some T-shirts and some bootios, and all of a sudden the Hardys time warp into the picture. And there they can challenge New Day for supremacy of the WWE Tag Team division, or whatever their gimmick is in TNA. I don't really understand if they just come running down and jump into the ring a lot like Matt Hardy did at WrestleMania 24, attacking MVP when MVP was going to grab the Money in the Bank ladder match, and that was the only way that Hardy could get back at MVP. For all the things that they had gone throughout the year. It was only a shame because how good that program was between Matt Hardy and MVP. But every time they got close to having the big match, one of them would get injured. Matt Hardy did get the moment where he beat MVP for the United States Championship, and then they won the tag titles together. But then there was injury after injury that kept on making that thing go longer, but each and every week it would be a hot dog eating competition, it'd be a boxing competition, it'd be a throwing a football through a tire competition, just stupid shit like that that kept it going along. But it was great at the same time that we wanted to see him wrestle. If the Hardys are going to run down to WrestleMania and jump into this match, it definitely would be a WrestleMania moment that I think that a lot of people would really remember. And especially with this not being involved on the kickoff, it'd be something that would live on in WrestleMania history, that they could just bring in people all the time. You can really see that WWE is trying to get any kind of bump to the show, with them, putting Mark Henry into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but then yesterday them touting it out like a former world champion joining the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which immediately makes you think of somebody who's not involved with WWE, who's making a comeback or just doing a one-time appearance, a guy like Vader or a guy like Sting, somebody who's not, constantly wrestling, but is involved with being a previous World Heavyweight Champion. Them putting Mark Henry into the Battle Royal, calling him a former World Heavyweight Champion, you might as well, start talking about Kane and, all sorts of other guys that are on the roster that don't really mean what they must win. Or maybe that's one of the reasons why they didn't want to release Swagger for a week until they really believed that he really wanted the release when he asked for it. Because maybe they were going to do the same thing with him and start talking about how many former world champions are in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal with Mark Henry, with Dolph Ziggler, with Jack Swagger, and these guys that they put the belt on them and just never really put the gas on them to get them there. I love the club. I love Gallows. I love Anderson. I want to see them do more with them in the past year. I think the last year since, SummerSlam when they made their debut, they made it after WrestleMania. They were there for SummerSlam. But them being involved with WWE at the same time WWE was trying to get New Day to break Demolition's record, it sort of hurt them because of the fact that they were able to, beat them down and look strong, but never were able to win the big one on pay-per-view where they would win the championships. And it sort of made them honestly look like goofs. Cesaro and Sheamus, they tried to combine their names right there somehow. They looked really great as a tag team. They still do. They're honestly really blowing me away. They already had the one run with the titles. I wouldn't be surprised if they win them, but I think that Enzo and Kaz winning them makes more sense to me, and them started being rewarded for being awesome the last year in WWE.